Alright guys, so just wanted to give you guys a little update on what's been going on. So right now I'm actually doing the rear brakes on the car, so I'm not really doing a tutorial just because it's really nothing special. It's just more of a maintenance procedure. So I went with the Zimmerman, which are like an OEM style rotor, and I went with the Akebono brake pads. So it's pretty much a OEM replacement. And I'm not doing the fronts because I'm actually going to be trying to do some kind of retrofit with the fronts right now. I don't think I need to replace them. I think the only reason why my brake light is on it was because of the rears, hopefully. If that's not the case, then we'll have to do the fronts eventually, probably more than likely before I go to Florida. I'm not going to show you guys much of the car, but as you guys can see, the fenders are on here. Somewhat the mirrors are retrofitted. The thing with these is that the facelifts actually ended up going to a ribbon cable, and I'll show you guys this a little bit, but these are actually like a regular normal plug-in would be. So the LCIs have this thing, and that's not gonna work. The plugins are over here, so I'm actually gonna have to do a separate maybe video on how to wire those if I ever get them wired up. I know you're supposed to take out the motor and use the ribbon cables to connect those back into the M3 mirrors. So I would have to take these apart, take apart the M3 mirrors, and that's something that I'm going to decide if I want to do or move forward with. Also, there is another option that I could use. There's a different style of mirrors, the Ganador style mirrors, which are something that I've always been a fan of. So I might consider getting those and then just do like a manual option. You know, I'm still deciding these. If I don't go with these, then I might put them up for sale. Just kind of depends on what kind of mood I get in once everything's done. So I wanted to update you guys on the rear panels over here. So with the quarter panel situation, as you guys can see, I am running a different bumper than I was before. So this is the M3 bumper. And yeah, so I thought that the flares that I had were gonna work with this bumper, but apparently that's not the case. The flares, I knew they were made for the factory style bumpers because they do taper down towards the end, but I thought that I'd be able to either push this inwards or maybe flex the flare outwards to where it would fit, but it doesn't fit. I mean, you can kind of make it work, but it's not going to look right. So the issue that I'm having right now is that there's two companies that make over fenders for this car that would work with this bumper, I'm pretty sure. But the problem is those two companies are overseas and they don't keep items in stock. So even if I wanted to do expedited shipping, you know, there's just no time for me to get them in. But luckily I do have a ZHP bumper. I do have those flares that I got originally. So my option for the time being to make it to the show, it's going to be to run the ZHP bumper and run the flares that I had originally, and then just go with that, get the car wrapped, get everything settled in, and I should be good. Option two is I go ahead and get the M3 OEM over flares, not over fenders, but the actual flares. Have this cut out, maybe somewhere along this side. I'm not too sure where, but have the factory flares welded on here. So that's going to be a little bit more work, but I am going to be calling some places here in the next couple days, trying to get an idea if I can get the flares welded onto the car. That's going to be the best option. But if I go through the trouble of doing all that, like, I'm never going to be doing a wide body on this car because I'm not going to be spending the extra amount of labor costs to get these, you know, the OEM factory flares on here welded for me to go ahead and cut it up in the future. So if I can't get a hold of one other company that might have some available, then that's going to be my other option, is to just go ahead and get this cut out, try to do the factory flares welded on here to the car, and then obviously it would be like OEM fitment, which apparently is not bad. And the only thing is, me having the idea of going wide body is going to be out the window. So that's kind of where I'm sitting at, guys. just figured I'd give you guys a little update. I'm not having really posted anything. I've just kind of been working on the car, and I wanted to do like a different style video when I put everything on this car together. So you guys are just gonna have to wait on this. Also, I wanted to record this little video off my phone just to see what the quality was. So if there's any change in quality, you guys know that's because I'm actually using my phone. But from what I'm looking at, it looks pretty good. So hopefully the audio is fine and the quality is good. And yep, here's a little preview on how it looks. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on the other side of the rotor, and then I'm gonna put the car down. We do have some snow outside, so I can't pull it out and show you guys, but hopefully I'll have an update on the flares right now. So stay tuned, guys. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up. Let me know what you guys think. The Street Fighter LA kit was an option that I wanted to run, but at this point, if I were to order that kit, I could probably get it here in time, but that's gonna be a lot of work, because then I gotta do the front, do everything to the sides, whatever, get a different set of wheels, which these wheels are not gonna work at all for the Street Fighter LA kit. Man, I do really want to run those wheels, so that's not really an option at the moment. So that was gonna be for future possibility, but I think if we end up getting it welded, we can probably get it done for the show, but possibly not. I just got to talk to some people, see where they're at time wise, and if they can knock it down for me. So yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.